Hello, lovelies. Good evening. It's Christina here at Pristine Space for Intuitive Chats. So, I haven't been on for a couple of nights. I'm hoping that the internet is good, so I'm going to rely on somebody to come on when someone comes. Oh, there's someone there. To let me know how the sound is and how the audio is. No, I don't have the best camera, right? But hopefully it's working and not like the other night, because we really have been, many people have been complaining about, Wi-Fi in this beautiful town here in Mexico. And I think everything is just on overload. So I'm just going to keep saying that because that's the only reason that I have, because usually it's not like this all the time. So it really only just started in the last couple of weeks. And we do have a lot of people here. So that's it. That's the reason. All right, I'm going to go to, first of all, I just need to go to the background here and see if there's people in the chat who can maybe let me know how everything's sounding. Let's go over there. Let's see. I didn't see, now the stream is telling me it's okay. That's not always on par either. All right, so I'll just wait to see if anybody comes in to let me know how it sounds. So, and I hope that some people join me tonight. I know there's a couple of people who wanted to join me, but one of them got called to work, and another one is off on a little excursion. So that's okay. Hopefully, some of my subscribers will see that I'm online and come in and we can chat. I can pick a card for you. You want to ask me any type of sort of maybe spiritual, metaphysical question that I can maybe intuit. I'm not here to get it. I don't know all the answers about things, but we can start a conversation. What I do want to do is talk about, all right, so what I've been doing is picking a card each day as a contemplation and a motivational or inspirational card from my Mystic Musing card deck that I created. And so yesterday, yes. Yesterday, the card that we had was diverse communication. So I know that people tuned in and saw that I just did a recorded video, put up the card, and I had some people thanking me and say, oh, that's great. And I said, observe that through your day. And if you want to come and, chat about it later on when I'm on, we'll do that. So if anybody wants to talk about yesterday's card, diverse communication, please feel free to share. And then today's card was aware appreciation. So I'm going to share first of all, hello, Christine. I like that. My name is Christina, so it's close, but thank you very much. I appreciate it, Muskie, for being here. I want to say what or how I observed aware appreciation for myself today, for today's card. And whenever I get that card, I always feel that it's not that I don't, because it's also a gratitude card. And I do give gratitude through the day. There's many times that I, saw the throat chakra? Okay, hang on one sec. There's many times through the day that I give gratitude. It could be whatever it is, all kinds of things. Like today my water bill came and it was low. And I was like, yes, thank you so much. I mean, there's so many things that I give gratitude through the day. But then there's aware appreciation, even though that still is a gratitude card. For me, it's maybe some things that we don't think about or pay attention to, or, have an awareness on a regular basis of where we need to appreciate that. And that could be someone in our life. That could be nature, just like I appreciate nature so much. Like whenever I go out for a walk, I just engage with the trees and the sky and the ocean, the mountains. And because I live here in Mexico, in paradise for me, I am in awe of the beauty all the time. And so I always have appreciation. But sometimes there might be, like, I don't get this card a lot, but when I do, then there's something that maybe I'm not really getting that appreciation to. So if anybody wants to share that saw that today, that was the card and they want to share or anything that they experienced through the day. Now, first of all, I'm going to ask, because there's some people on here, how is this sounding? Because as I've been experiencing the last few days with the, I want to say, a full town of visitors, tourists, our Wi-Fi has been sketchy at times. So if anybody wants to just tell me the sound videos. Okay, I'm a little bit in the dark today because I don't really like the other lights. So I put this one here, but I think you can see me fine. That's all right. And if anybody wants me to pick a card for them, just let me know. I really enjoyed a couple nights ago. There was like 13 or 15 people, I can't remember, that were on, that were engaging in this. And I thought, oh, wow, this is just so wonderful. I appreciate that. You know, even if you don't even know what is going on or what it's all about. I know they're just stopping by and tuning in. You know, we were engaged in a really cool conversation. So I do appreciate that. All right, so hold on a second here. It's a bit choppy. Picture is a bit choppy? Yeah, that's it. You know, as I've said to people before, the sound is good, thank you. As I've said before, I've been told over and over again that we don't have fiber optics here, so we just rely on the Wi-Fi towers or satellites, and that's it. And since we, you know, it's high season here, it seems to be that we're all having issues. Because I have the top of the line internet here. I don't have the top of the line computer. I just have a webcam, but I'm working on that. Once I get up there, I'll invest in definitely in a better camera. Okay, I want to go back to this question over here that said reviewing, playing, and more RPM. Maybe you can tell me a bit more what that is. Well, RPM. Reviewing and playing and more reviewing and playing and more. Okay, I gotcha. Didn't catch that one. Saw the throat chakra. Oh, what do you mean? Which throat chakra? Okay. No, I have a blank. Which one? What are you referring to? You have to refresh my memory about which video that was. Or was it a card? No, I didn't pick a card for the throat chakra. Do you have a question regarding that? Or anything you would like to share about it? All right. Let me go and see how this is over here. Dennis is good. Who's Dennis, my dear? Who's Dennis? I don't know who Dennis is. So I think this is the first time you've tuned in with me, isn't it? No, I don't know who Dennis is. Sorry. Does he have his own channel? Is he doing some, you know, like metaphysical or spiritual sharing? No, just hoped in. Okay, I'm getting a little confused. You're gonna have to be a little more clear about that. I'm not really sure what you're referring to. All right, so, well, I have someone that was trying to join me to come in so I can do in the Hangout, so I could do more of a live reading with her. And, oh, you're Dennis. Okay. But I think she's having a little trouble getting on, so I don't know. Maybe she'll message me. I sent the link. Okay, Dennis. So you're talking about yourself, Dennis? Dennis is good? Right, let me see if she's messaged me back. All right, let me see. Well, it's not her, but I have an interesting email in one of my healing sessions. Oh, wow. Okay, well, look at that. Would you like me to pick a card for you since you're here, Dennis? And you're the one chatting with me right now? Are you open to that? Yes, I will. So, the other thing that for me today, in Aware Appreciation, the card for today for Aware Appreciation was sometimes, okay, I will. Let me pick a card with you and then I'll come back to that because this might get a little bit more deep. So let me pick a card for you right now. So Dennis, thank you for sharing your name so I can tune into that. And I'd love to hear more about, I can go check out your channel afterwards. Have you been on the I Am Creator movement? Sometimes they just pop right out. I need to do some extra shuffling for you. I have a lot of background noise here, so I hope it's not picking up. Oh my goodness, now isn't this interesting? Okay. This is interesting. Now, just so you know, because you haven't been with me before, these are my own cards that I made, and I create digital art. I actually write the word in a program that's digital, and I create sort of an abstract, it creates an abstract art. And so that has its own frequency. So this is the card actually I picked. You can see it. Well, actually, the camera in front of me. Mastering Gratitude. This is the theme for the day. So the first card that I picked in the morning was Aware Appreciation, which still is a gratitude card. And this one is actually Mastering Gratitude. So really, really acknowledging and seeing and expressing gratitude in your daily life, you know, in whatever that may be. So this definitely is the theme for the day, isn't it? Mastering Gratitude. Did you see that? Okay, so every time I join someone, awesome. Every time I join someone with a private channel, they unsub later. What do you mean by that, by a private channel? I'm not private. Who's private? What do you mean when they have a private channel? How do you even get in if it's private? I'm not really sure about that. I mean, I'm live streaming, so it's public. So how, like, you'll have to explain a little bit more for me on that. You know, well, it is interesting where you talk about unsubbing, because, you know, this movement, since the new regulation, the requirements, I mean, it's been massive and it's been actually really great. I mean, I didn't reach it because I've been off for 4 or 5 years. So, you know, it's been, my channel's sort of been sitting there. I just do some marketing and stuff. And now I literally, as I've said before in previous videos, the night before started to prepare to come back on, and then I received that email. So I've been focused on it. I've joined the community, and thank you. And it's just been such a great movement, and I've gained like 120 supporters, subscribers in that month, that period. So I'm so grateful for. Though I have to say, I have no, you know, the cutoff was on the 20th, and we are now, you know, those of us who didn't make it are demonetized. And that's all right. I'll just, you know, give me more incentive to keep going. But what I have noticed from yesterday and today, there are quite a few unsubscribers. I also know that YouTube is, you know, since they've had this, a lot of people are going to start leaving. So maybe some people that I've had, because I already had like 250 before that. So maybe some of them now are, you know, no longer have their channel or just decided to leave. So that could be it as well. But then some of it is probably people who are like, I didn't make it, so they're not permanent. Like me, when I subscribe to somebody and I committed to that, there's a reason for that, and I'm a permanent subscriber unless it goes a whole different direction that's, doesn't resonate with me, but I am a permanent subscriber. But some are not. That's okay. All right. Hello, John Doe. I'm having a wonderful evening. How are you? Well, actually, this is my channel, Intuitive Chat, and I just come on here and I can pick a card for you, or we can talk about something spiritual, metaphysical, and share, and see what happens. Don't have a specific agenda or that I want to do, but it's more about connecting with people and seeing what unfolds. And if you'd like me to pick a card for you, I'll pick a card for you. Yeah, it's true. I know, I get that. You'll see the where you had your numbers up there and then all of a sudden it starts to go down. I get it. But then again, I had the same thing too. I had the 3 dropped off today, and then just like an hour ago, 2, subscribed. So that's the way that it goes. That's the way that it goes. Actually, let me say something. Even though this is not the day that I want to talk about YouTube creators so much, but I will put it out there because I'm going to start it. And I actually just posted a little video just before I came on here, just a little promo ad. What I'm doing is, and I've already done 2. So if you go back and look at my videos, you will see that I've already done 2 live streams where I had a couple of the YouTube creators who are subscribers to me, and I subscribe to them, joined me in a Google Hangout live, so we could just get to know each other. And I gave them, the opportunity to share their channel and their content and that, and so that we can get to know each other at a little more personal level. And a lot of people were writing saying, "Oh, I missed that. It sounds great, and maybe I can join next time." And it's like, okay, let's see how that goes. So I'm going to create that on Sundays, starting this Sunday, 9 p.m. Central Time. That's where I am. And whoever wants to join me in the Hangout, we can only have, what is it, up to 8? Though it would really hold that many here during a live stream. But, however, 2, 3, 4, if we can get a few other people on to chat with, I just ask you to either send me a message through YouTube, or you can email me at elm.christina@gmail.com if you want to come on and share your channel, and we can get to know each other. So that will start this Sunday. All right, I forgot. Who said? Did someone else say to me to pick a card? Actually, I wasn't sure if I had the chat. I wanted to have it on as slow as possible so I don't miss people. I was sharing, was it yesterday? I live in timelessness a lot, in a sense, meaning I just kind of flow with my day unless I've got something planned. Then even then I have to think about what day is it. And I was just thinking, well, I really want to connect much more with people. So I know that I've got to come on and do the live stream as often as possible. And if you don't already know this boosts your watch time. So to get to the 240,000 requirement in the last 365 days, or over 12 months, that means that people have to be watching. And the live stream just is amazing. Having said that, I did 2 live streams, and within that time frame, I gained, I think it was 60 hours of watch time. So it's pretty good. It's actually really good. But anyway, so I was going to say something else. Yesterday, I shared that there was an interesting, I don't know if anybody, we have a very different, and of course we have different people here today compared to um, the last couple times, and it's very cool because you always want new people to stop by and check in and chat with you. Um, and being an intuitive and an empath, that I can feel energies of people. It doesn't matter where you are, because in a reality there is no time and space in a sense. So, and when you work with those abilities that we all really have within us, um, they become heightened. And so I have an awareness, and I can feel this little different energy here today. And everybody's usually quiet because they're like, what is she talking about? What is she doing? But it's a spiritual metaphysical channel, and hopefully over time more and more people will find my channel and want to come in and just chat with me, because that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. All right. So as I was saying, wanted to say was the card yesterday, diverse communication. I shared in just a little short video today, or was it yesterday? Yesterday, that I was out with a new friend and having a nice lunch, and the electricity went off in the whole restaurant, and I felt a surge, and I started to feel within my head, um, it was spinning, but it was just this movement that was circular. So I thought there's definitely something going on within the earth. Now, we have had here in Mexico in the last, within a week period, we did have some big earthquakes, and I'm sure you heard of that. For us, it was, we felt it here, but not like the other places, thankfully. And I think part of that is because of the energy and frequencies in Vallarta, and that it actually has 12 ley lines and 12 vortexes, which kind of puts us off grid. So I think that sort of keeps us not, out of the being in sort of the middle of it, into the core, or into the more heavy duty effects of it. So, which I'm thankful for. But I definitely felt that there was quite a bit going on. Today there was also a bit of sort of I don't want to say denser, but maybe a little bit more. Yesterday there was some chaos in between, and we had people the other day asking questions about that, saying that they're noticing that around them. I said, yeah, there's a lot going on in this planet, a lot. But you need to find that stillness and peace within yourself, and that will just reflect in your environment, so that whatever may be going on planetary and cosmically, you'll be able to move through it a lot more gracefully. All right, I'm just going to go and check and see, because I think that, I don't know if she's there, if she's able to get on. All right. No, I don't see that. All right, that's okay. No worries. So I felt that there was a complimentary card. Usually I just pick a card per day, like, generally speaking, and then if anybody comes on and they want a card, I pick a card for them. But I was feeling that there was a complimentary card that I should pick for today's card, aware appreciation, to just take it to another level. Now, it's interesting, the card that I just picked for you, Dennis, was mastering gratitude. So there's definitely that theme right now for all of us to take a look at. But I'm going to pick one more card. Now, I still see showing me a couple of people on here, but you're all being very quiet. Nobody wants to share or ask a question. As I was saying in a couple of the other videos, that I've moved beyond my comfort zone to sit here doing a live. I have no problem doing recordings and putting them out there, or filming video or something like that. But just to sort of sit here and speak. I want the interaction, right? So I'm hoping that people will feel comfortable. I'm a pretty easygoing person. I'm very open. And, you know, if I knew your night, well, anything you want to share or a little tiny bit, maybe we can. Hi, Stone Cold. I was wondering about you because it was funny because, see, now it just changed. I just felt the energy change. See, I have goosebumps. Oh, that's okay. You have a life. I thank you so much for coming here. You know, sometimes I wish I could do it in the daytime, but it just isn't. It doesn't work. There's too much activity. So I just do a little recorded one. That's the best that I can do. So you had a bad night. Why? I support Stone Cold. I think hold on. I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed. You have a channel, right? Because I'm pretty well, that everybody that's come on to me, I go and check and see if they have a channel. And because you support me, I support you. Even though they don't like you say that, but that's what it's all about. Joe Booty. Booty. That's cool. So, Dennis, anything you want to share? Anything maybe I can give you a little bit of insight on if you want to share? Maybe just to help a different interpretation as to what took place. Oh, are you on the road? Do you work on the road, or you just mean were driving on the road? Because I used to drive on the road. Some years ago, I used to, I've done lots of different things, as well as doing what I do now. So I get it. Oh dear. Well, okay, all right. Let me just put this out there to you. I picked a card for you, and your card was Mastering Gratitude, right? Even though it probably pissed you off that somebody almost broadsided you, you got to find some gratitude in there. Maybe the gratitude is that you didn't get hit, and you're fine, and you're here. Well, I'm just saying, I gave you your card to see where you could apply it, somewhere where you could apply it. Because what happens then is that you shift that so-called negative energy or that feeling where you're just like, you know, you're feeling, whether you're feeling upset or you're just feeling annoyed or whatever it is because of what had happened. And your body, even though, it still goes through it goes through a trauma. You might be like really strong, or maybe you're macho, or maybe you're not, but whatever, it doesn't really matter, because a lot of times if you don't see things coming, right, then it does create some traumatic experience on some levels within your being. So, you just got to sort of relax. And then, if anything, give gratitude that you're alive and hopefully the other person is still alive. We don't really know the reason. I mean, they could be reckless. They could have, just lost control. They could have, there could be a lot of reasons for that. So, for me, I would say thankful that it wasn't anything serious. I know, I get it. So all I can say is just find a little bit of gratitude there for the now. That's it. But you totally have a reason to feel that way. But you know what? There's a lot of aggressive people on the road. I don't have a car here, and I prefer not to have a car here. And I had a car, and I was on the road for years. like I said, I used to do some courier, used to deliver flowers. I used to be a personal driver back home in Canada. But I chose that in the other countries that, well, in the States, I'm not, it's okay, not so bad. I've driven in the States. I don't want to drive here. I didn't want to drive when I lived in England. Um, even in the States, there are places where, in California, it's pretty aggressive at times. But yeah, so that's one place you have to be aware. You really have to be an aware driver. And you've got to have your eyes everywhere, and you've got to pay attention and just focus on the journey for driving. But not a lot of people do that. Everyone's trying to get somewhere faster or whatever else they're doing, not paying attention, chatting. The one thing I tell you, I have a little hard time with, one thing in my journey is that I learned a long time ago to start speaking up, with respect, of course. But a lot of people are texting and talking on their phone. And if I'm car, I say to them, I'm sorry, I cannot stay as a passenger, as your client, your customer while you're doing that. So right away they put it away. But anyways, I don't want to get too off. Stone Cold, how are you? Would you like a card today? How was your day? Did I say this the other night? I think I shared this on one of my, when I did the Google Hangout with, I don't know if it was with Coach Eli. No, I don't think it was with him. No, because I thought I had one, I thought that the viewers that I had were more female. And then I learned later on, I was looking at my stats, and it said that 90% of my viewers were men. And I was like, what? That's pretty wild. 12 hours. Well, I know that kind of. I know that. So what I'm seeing here tonight is all men. All right. See you later. Take care. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. May I ask what your job is, Stone Cold? Hi, Morpheus. How are you? How you doing? So did anybody here, did you guys see what the card was today? I don't know if you have an interest, but I'm going to ask anyways. Yesterday's card was I didn't make it on, and I apologize yesterday. I shouldn't say that I can come every day because I don't even know if I can always come every day, but I'm going to try to come every other day. But yesterday's card was diverse communication, and today's card was aware appreciation. Oh, maybe I can ask the question. Oh, okay, that's cool. I used to do trade shows, or maybe I don't know if they'd be the same, expos, trade shows. Yeah, I used to do that. I actually used to work at a convention center in Toronto many, many, many years ago when I was like 19, 20. So we used to have a lot of trade shows there. I didn't install and take them down. I just worked in them, in different things there. I'm very curious, Morpheus and Stone Cold, because you came here initially when I was chatting with Eli. So I'm curious to ask what, and I appreciate the support very much, but I'm curious to know why do you feel to be here? Or do you guys just come to chat? Do you have an idea? I should ring my little bell, see if any interdimensional beings want to join us. I was going to play. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I need another computer. The other night, I was out and out in the town, enjoying myself with my friends. And I wanted to live stream from there, but it didn't work. Oh, you're awesome. You're awesome. Thank you. um, and so I tried to live stream. I'm sure you saw my like 7-second video that I don't know why it has so many views. I actually some likes. I thought people would be like putting like, dislike and everything because it was like 6-7 seconds of me going, oops, because the live stream just didn't hold. It just doesn't work here. So I wanted to do that. We went to see this great flamenco band. I was out in the town and just show you, some of the beauty here in Vallarta. And so it didn't work. So what I did was I just, recorded a bunch of little videos, and I actually put them all together. And I was going to try to, I might just do this at the end to extend my live stream time here, to work on those watch time hours, and just see if I can play it on my computer and share it in the screen here. I'll do that at the end. So I just kind of put all those videos together so you can see a little bit of Puerto Vallarta and some music. So maybe I'll try to do that at the end if not too much is happening here. It feels so different. There's it feels almost feels quiet, but it feels still, like there's a stillness. And stillness is great, but sometimes the stillness means that there's something underneath that wants to come to the surface, if you know what I mean. All right, I'm going to go and check one more time and see if she's sent me a message. She's going to join me. Uh-oh, let me see. No. All right. Okay, I'm very curious. Would either... Oh, no. Yeah, I don't think you guys are ready for that yet. But I'll ask anyways. Morpheus or Stone Cold? And remember, this is metaphysical or an intuitive chat. Want to come and join me in the hangout chat? Or maybe you're not ready for that yet. Where am I here? Okay. All right. See, it says my stream. So you guys are hearing me and seeing me okay? Because it says my stream is okay. So it's not like good. It's not bad, but it's so-so. Looks a little fuzzy. I went today to see if they had a different camera that I could get, but you can find a lot of things here, but sometimes you don't find what you need. Now, I was expecting Sunshine to come and join me any moment because I'm sitting here too long and not paying attention to her. But the thing is, I bought her a new bed. Well, I bought it for both of them, but Sunshine has claimed it. So she's got a new, nice red bed. And so she's just like, no, that's where I'm going to stay. Because she likes to be a lot of times up here with me. No, I'm not. No. That's wonderful. That's really, really great. I have to tell you that I'm a very much a right brain person, so much more non-cognitive. And the only, I can't say, I've studied with a lot of different teachers over the years on my journey, and I have read some books, but I haven't read a lot. Actually, when I lived in England, I found myself going to, I mean, I didn't know when I was going over there this was going to happen. But in the bigger picture, of course, because I'm co-creating it. But I ended up in a private healing school. And it was the woman who I had read her book probably about a couple of years back in Toronto. It literally, when I walked into a shop, I walked by and the book jumped off the shelf. And that was called Working with Your Chakras. So I read that, and then I moved to England 2 years later, and I met a woman in the library who was going to be teaching spiritual healing. So I went to her and said, oh, okay, we'll have a session of this. It was sort of new to me back then. And she said, oh, I feel that you need to, check this out and attend this school. And I was like, oh, so she handed me the pamphlet for it. And I was reading it. It was called Dragon, it's too bad that Dragon Song is not on today, but Dragon Healing School. And I turned in the back and to see who the teacher was. And the teacher was the woman whose book flew off the shelf 2 years before, literally at my feet. And I was like, what? So I went to see her. She was only taking a limited amount of students because I said it was a private school. And she was sort of handpicking who. And so I went to see her in London, and she accepted me. So I attended that school. Now, she had a really big reading list for us. I mean, they were all metaphysical books. I don't even remember them. And I only ended up reading a few of them until a friend of mine handed me the book Seth Speaks by Jane Roberts. And that book really literally started triggering me. Like in my brain, I could feel things being triggered, and then memory, and then things like that. And then I came back to Canada, and not long after that, I met Almeen. Well, actually, someone gave me her first two books. And I read that, and I was like, no, this is who I need to meet, and this is who I feel I'm waiting for. I didn't understand it, but that's what I felt. And so she had been coming to Toronto only the year before. And so I said, the next time she comes, I'm gonna go. So, and that was 1999. So I've been walking a journey with her since then. And that's really, and the reason I tell you all this is because I haven't read any other books but hers in that sense. I just haven't. But now she does more webinars and retreats, and that's a whole experiential thing. So, and all the tools that I work with are what she has brought forth. So I haven't read any other books. I've heard of different books, and there's a couple other teachers that I know that I studied with, back then, and who are still out there and, doing wonderful work. And I honor anybody who's doing their work, doing their thing on their spiritual path. You watch some of my teacher's videos. What's the last word? Art? Did you say art? Or is it? I'm not sure what it is. Well, that's wonderful. She has like 200 and something videos on there, like, little ones to give you a little teaser about different topics and things like that. But also, if you feel the resonance and you feel that this is, what you would be interested in or direction to go, then on her website, Spiritual Journeys, she has she has a lot of paid material and webinars and books and art and all kinds of things. But there is a section there that has some free material, that you can start. Or there's a section that tells you, because a lot of people who, find her, right? Well, she kind of finds through dream time, or everyone has a different experience. But anyways, they'd say, well, where do I start? Because there's just so much material. And so she's like, well, you start where you feel. But there's sort of a little, I don't know if it's a list, but sort of give you a feeling as to maybe where you could start on that material. So, and that's where she kind of puts some free material. So yeah, her art is amazing as well. Her singing is amazing as well. Her music, but it's all it's all metaphysical, and but it's music that it awakens you. If you're ready. I really can't express because you have to. It's experiential. Everybody that goes to her retreats, and if they come out and you say, "Oh, how was it?" What I mean, they're all going to say, "Oh, it's amazing," but they're going to say, "Well, what happened? What did you say?" Well, okay, well, we talked. It's in the moment, and it's what comes forth in that moment from the cosmos, what comes forth, what she has the access to because she is a seer and she is a mystic, and these are her abilities, and her abilities are always increasing. So, hello, Riff. I was just thinking about you because I was just talking about me. I don't know why, but I was just thinking about you. Hello, hola, hola. How do you say hello in Greek? Well, you can type it. I can read it and I can hear you. But, oh yeah, which one is that one? She actually brought forth 4 yogas. They are amazing. Yeyasu, Ye, Yeyasu. That's how you. Okay, probably not pronouncing it properly. Um, but yeah, she brought forth 4 yogas, and I was teaching them for a while, and then I have a friend back in California who I introduced them to her, and I shared this a little bit before. I think close enough. I don't have that proper pronunciation, or my tongue can't get quite around it. But a friend of mine had lupus and a couple other things happening, and I introduced the yogas to her that Almeen brought forth, that were given to her by the angelic kingdom, and the Balaspata, the modality that I work with as well, but which is an angel healing modality. And so she no longer has any of those, and living healthy and happy in her body. So possibly, and actually, to tell you, in the yogas that she brought forth, every one of them has music with them. They're called sound elixirs. And so there's a sound elixir which she sings that was given, came through her from wherever dimension, whatever beings, but she sings that, and each one of those poses or movements have a sound elixir because it's all alchemy. So it all has to work together. So I mean, they're such profound yogas. I've been a little lazy lately. I haven't done it for a while, but I have been really feeling to go back because I was doing them a lot, and we were teaching them a bit in California. So they're pretty amazing. But yeah, so I'm not sure which music you were listening to, but some of her videos have music in the background, and some of that is her singing. Yeah, I lived with her for a while in Oregon. Well, I worked for her a couple of times, but I lived with her for a while, and I remember she had the studio there, and she was doing the recordings. And it's just it's just in the moment, spontaneous, that music comes forth. She knows that she's got to bring forth something, and she would record this music. Oh my gosh, it's so divine. I can't even explain to you. I'm sitting there with goosebumps and vibrating. So then she'd be done and do another one. Beautiful. This is beautiful to watch, beautiful to experience. So if you have a resonance, I'm sure you'll explore more. All right. Anybody like me to pick a card for them? I'm feeling we're a little mellow today. Maybe we need to be a little mellow. Okay. Hmm. Let's see. Okay, I gotta go. I'm going back and forth just to check the video. All right, seems to be okay. You tell me where it is or which one it is, I might be able to tell you which song it is, or because some of the background music for the video, some of that I don't think you can buy. Some of it you can. She's had a few CDs. I don't know. You'd have to maybe send me the link or something so I can go and take a look at it and see if I know which one it is. I actually, when I worked for her, created, well, I created a lot of her Twitters and her Blog Talk Radio. She had a lot of radio shows. We did some in different languages and stuff like that. So when I worked for her, we created that. And she's done she has a lot of audio out there on different radio, internet radio platforms. I have her other cards here, and I wanted to really work with them with people also. They're called the Divinity Quest cards. But I just discovered, I think, because I was away a couple of months ago, doing a little traveling for some personal things and some business and some clients. And these cards are very profound cards, but people like to take when you share cards with people, they like to take cards. So I was like working with this deck, and it's a beautiful deck. There's 65 cards, and they're called Divinity Quest, but there's 6 of them missing, so I'm very sad. I'm going to have to see whether I can figure out where they are. So for me, it's not, I can pick a card from it, but it doesn't have that completeness because it's not a complete deck. But they are very profound cards. You actually can do a modality. It's a DNA activation with these cards, and the oils as well, because they're alchemy oils. Okay, well, you can always send me a message. Are we Stone Cold? Are we connected on YouTube? Because I'm pretty sure that I have. I'm gonna go look right now and see. Because you can always send me. You don't have no picture on yours. No, I have nothing to click on yours. How come? How come I can't click on anybody today? Why not? That's very strange. Because I know Morpheus has a channel. I subscribed to it. I don't know if it was yesterday or the other day. It's not letting me click on anything. Oh wait, maybe now it is. Greetings and salutations. Hello. The big MGT Kowalski. Now, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe you're Polish or you just added the szki at the end of it. Okay. All right. I didn't think so, but I know that Morpheus does. All right. Thank you. If anyone took one of my, well, yeah, they didn't do it on purpose. I was doing an expo in LA, and so my Mystic cards, I had a couple of decks of my cards that I made, and so I had them on the table, and people could just pick a card. I had other things that I was selling, and so I said you can pick a card, and it got kind of busy, thankfully. And then later on, it was a 3-day thing that I did there, and I think it wasn't even until the second day I realized, and I was just gathering the cards together, and I was like, I think there's cards missing. So I had one person come back and say, oh my gosh, I walked off with your cards. So I was very thankful, but not everybody did. And the Divinity Quest cards, yeah, I think it was just because, they were holding on to it because these cards have a pretty deep, well, they have a lot of writing. Like there's a lot more on this card. So we want to keep it, and sort of contemplate on it and tune into it. look into it much deeper. So I don't think they did it on purpose. You've been accused of being Polish? Well, I'm half Polish. I'm half Polish and half Italian with a Mexican last name. Um, but we just added the shki on there for attention. Oh, goodness. Why do I feel like I know what you're talking about? Oh, dear. I cannot say anything, even though my intuition tells me I think I know who you're talking about. But I don't follow any of that. And I mean, I don't know. No comment. No. What can I say? Thank you. Thank you. See, Christina. Um, I just, yeah. But you know what? Okay, let me share something with you. And we're going to look at this based on the card for today, which is aware appreciation. All right. And then Dennis, who was here and now left, he asked me to pick a card for him, and it was mastering gratitude. But so there's that theme that's there. Okay. But we'll just look at aware appreciation. So you may be done with such and such because of whatever reason. But if you can look wherever the gift or the whatever it is that exists, there's always something in there. There's always, put it this way, there's a bigger picture than what you just see in front of you or what you just experienced. There's always, as Almin would always say, look behind the appearances. Okay, so even behind what looks right? But if you can give have an aware appreciation that you went from this, maybe, and you were participated in it, and it didn't, for whatever reason, you brought yourself there, right? And it served its purpose, whatever that may be, I can't tell you. And then it took you somewhere else, and you don't have a resonance with this anymore. But yet, remember, everybody plays their part, right? Everybody, there's an alchemy to everything. So you may be finished over here, but remember, that person or that place introduced you here, So, and if this is where you feel comfortable for now, that's great. You may move on at some point too from here, right? Depends. So if that's an aware appreciation. It did. Yeah, it brought some of us. So I have infinite gratitude for that. Totally. Because I didn't expect it. Well, I don't really have that expectations. I have more of a hope in that sense that I can make a connection and meet. I mean, I love meeting people. I am also alone by myself because I don't engage into a lot of the drama and stuff that goes on in the world unless I need to participate. But I also like to connect. And this is why I love the internet. And this is why I do love YouTube. I like, I don't stay on there and I don't get caught up in it, but I know that I'm always brought to the people that I make good connections with, even if it's for a short time. So again, I have gratitude to how you made your way over here, the wave over here. And we'll see how this goes. I hope that, at some point you guys will share and maybe start to awaken to maybe some different things that maybe I can assist with if you don't understand or you want to look at more. No. Yes, no. No. No, I'm not. I've been in a long time relationship. But thank you. Wink, wink. Wink, wink. Mekong Lounge. I think we saw you once before, no? Or maybe I've seen you in the other group. I'm not sure. All right, I'm going to ring my bell. Ring the bell. Let me see who comes. The cat. The cat comes. Though it's really for anybody else that might be. Um, what's that? What did I say the other day? Forgive me, I'm not going to remember everything I say, because sometimes things are just coming through, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I'm, coming from my own experience or understanding, but sometimes it just comes. Yeah, see, sunshine came. I rang the bell. Come on. What did I say, Griff? You never know, because I see a lot of people in my dreams. And a lot of people say that I visit them. So come on. Come on. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Come on. Oh, no, with the nails. Oh my goodness, with the nails. About doing Reiki, but working on other modalities. Okay. Well, I can only share to you what I do know and what I've experienced. And if it resonates with you, you have to, then okay, great. You have to explore that yourself. You have to see if that works for you. And it's interesting because yesterday, a client, and she's a new friend, but I wanted to introduce her to Balaspata, the healing modality that I talked about, which means healing of the heart, and it's in alchemical modalities, light and frequency, not energy. Even though everything's energy, but this is light and frequency, and it works with the angels. And so she actually had Reiki before and started to study it for a while. And then she was introduced to, I don't know, some other different Reiki. Because, a lot of people just started making up Reikis, I think. That's my personal opinion. And she started to say, I don't know, I don't really feel like there's something there. And then a person who was a Reiki master said to her the same thing. She said, I have to be honest with you, sometimes I don't know. Something doesn't feel off. Because you see, intuitively, you do know, you just might not have that knowledge. You might just not know, hey, well, in 2008, the cosmic poles reversed, and we went from an energy-based planet to a light and frequency planet. You just might not know that. So you can, you have to follow your own intuitive sense about something. And the thing I can only say to you about Balaspata is that it evolves with you. Reiki does not in the same way, right? Uh-oh, what do you see? What do you see? I get symbols and draw them out. I don't know what Fae and Side, I know what sigils are because I work with sigils in Balaspata. That's all it is sigils. But I don't know what Fae and Sidhe is. You sunshine? Oh my goodness, did you eat too much today? You're feeling heavier than usual. Oh my goodness. Okay, why don't you just sit like this? Whew. No, don't whip me with your tail. Okay. Oh my goodness. No nails. No nails. No nails. All right. I'll have to Google it. You don't have to spend time if you want to. Because I'd like to, there's tons of things I'm not familiar with. Oh, from Celtic, pagan spirituality, nature, and high spiritual energies. Well, we don't want to say entities in that way. I lived in England. Did I tell you that? Okay. I lived in England. That's where I went to the school. I used to, back in the day, because this was the early 90s, oh, I might eat my hair. In the early 90s, I was very much connected to Celtic. Not pagan, but very much to the Celtic. And, I went to Stonehenge, I went to Avebury, and I actually used to, back then, beautiful Celtic cross. Oh my. All right. All right, you can get that now. Thank you. So I understand that. I mean, I still have an affinity with England and the nature spirits there, and the beauty. And there's a lot of different beings. There's a lot of dragon beings out there in England. That's a big part of where they live. Amin has a picture. She has a one website called Interdimensional Photos, and there was a picture that they took. It's a little in the distance, but it's at what's it called? There's a mount there called Tor, and there was a dragon flying by one time. So she kind of got a pretty decent picture, but they moved pretty fast. Ireland. Yes, I have some friends in Ireland. I didn't get to Ireland. I did go to Scotland, but I didn't get to Ireland. Yes, I would like to go there too. There's a lot of places I like to go. I mean, this is one of my favorite places here in Mexico, in Puerto Vallarta. But I really like to go a lot of different places too. I mean, the earth is such a beautiful being, you know. And the more you become aware of her, then you really also become much more aware of other dimensions that exist within her, and beings and things like that. So it's very beautiful. All right, I'm going to ask one more time. Would anybody like me to pick them a card? Do I feel the energies the Maya worked with? You know, I just see, it's how you trigger memory. That's why I like conversing, because we can trigger memory. I had, when I first met Amin, she did a workshop at her house, and it was a woman's warrior workshop. Okay, so there was like 30 of us that went there. We stayed in the house. It was a wild experience. I'm not going to get into that because I could be talking for like an hour. But we had a gentleman who I didn't really know who he was, but I think his name is, because this is 20-something years ago now, Jose. He created the Mayan calendar, all right? So he did this sort of, I don't know, to determine each one of us which Mayan, I forgot what it's called now. I can't remember what it's called. Mayan, not a Mayan being, but a Mayan. We represented what was the closest Mayan aspect that we represented. So I was like the wizard. And I wish I could remember all of it, but there was a lot of information there that we would have to go through, and different questions that we asked, and what relationship within the Mayan culture that we had a resonance with, and it was very interesting. And so in that way, I was a wizard, and I would have been the wizard in the Mayan culture. Now, here in Mexico, you have several of the ancient cultures here, the Mayan and the Aztecs. I actually have a huge, apparently I didn't know this at first because I wasn't sure what it was. I have a huge Mayan wall hanging, tapestry on my wall. Not Mayan, sorry, Aztec. And I almost feel like it's a portal right there. And I sleep right beside it. And that's okay, I've dealt with portals before, but this one is very interesting. So right now, I think I need to activate it. But as for the Mayans, I do have an affinity with them in a sense. I had a CD that I used to play all the time called Mayan Dream. And I used to have all kinds of experiences with that, you know, like traveling, time traveling. I don't remember all of it, so, you know, but I would have glimpses of the experiences that I had, and I definitely feel very connected And I think that's part of why I have an affinity with Mexico. It's probably a lot of past life here. And this is where I feel, at this point, I feel very at home. You have a crystal skull, one of the 13, or I just felt to pick a card. And so for you, Riff, I just felt to pick a card for you, even though you guys are all shy to ask me for one. But I picked a card for you. And this is what it is. Can you see it? Divinity Quest. Divinity Quest. A replica. So maybe this is what it's time for you to do, a divinity quest. And that you would have to tune into yourself to see how that would, play out, or in which makes sense, in which way, or a type of quest that you would, a divinity quest that you would like to do. I remember in England, I went to I went to, well, they're calling all of you, my dear, because you wouldn't be here. Because I don't think you're just sitting here to look at it. If you're staying, there's some kind of interest, and that means that there are other beings, around you and speaking to you. But anyways, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, when I lived in England, we went to, where were we? Oh, Stonehenge. And when we were there, we were in this crystal shop, and there was one of the 13 skulls in there. And as we were in there, and it was really funny because I had this really strong feeling. I thought, I don't know what's going on. I see, I have goosebumps as I'm saying it. This energy was so, it was wild. And then all of a sudden, someone came in the door into the crystal shop, and they said, a crop circle just appeared beside Stonehenge. And so some people were going out there to go and take a look at it. We wanted to try to go out there, but we did, but they wouldn't let us go. But anyways, in that shop, this woman who owned the shop, she had, I can't remember her name because this is 25 years ago, she had a crystal skull in there, in the case. I don't think it was for sale. No. Not at all. Oh, your voice said, you see, I told you. Well, who do you think is really speaking? Who do you think is who's putting, the energy out for me to pick a card? You. What does that mean this time yesterday? Oh, okay. I don't know if he's watching here. Well, I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Of course, there's different energy. It's a whole different, it's a whole different theme. It's a whole different, I mean, isn't it? I mean, I haven't tuned in for more than 5 minutes, but it's all something you guys are all created and have a resonance with, don't you? Isn't that what it's? I mean, even you have your names. I'm too deep. Oh, well, not all of you. Obviously, there's some of you here. If you could get your hands on a skull, would you get it? No, not anymore. Back in the day, I did, but now, no. They have a different purpose. I've learned some different things through my teacher on the skulls at this point. And so, no, I wouldn't want to have it. They need to really be on the earth. That's just my feeling and some of the things that I know, but no, I wouldn't want to have to deal with that. I think that it needs to be honored and be on the earth. All of them. I'll have a replica. Sure, no problem. I'll have a replica. I actually have a lot of crystals, but I didn't bring them with me. They're back in Canada because they're too heavy when you travel with them. But I do have a lot of amazing crystals. from different places, especially in England and the States and Brazil and Mexico. Yeah, I think about them every once in a while. It's just I couldn't, because I sometimes just pick up and go somewhere else. I just can't travel with them. I got 2 cats as it is, so that's enough. Oh, well, yeah. Well, so that you already know. You're talking about in like other spirit guides, or you're talking about just beings that walk with you. I mean, I have a Maasai warrior and a native chief that are always with me. I mean, you have many around you. I have the angelic kingdom because of what I do, but I have these 2 that are like wherever I go. So I never worry about that. Um, well, I don't look at guides because you need to step into self-sovereignty. Then you are the guide, because they can't see. They only can see so much. You know, they can walk beside you, and maybe sometimes if they nudge you and things like that. But who's the guide is you are. That's the thing is now we need to step into our own self-sovereignty. So, because you're a God being, they don't know what you know inside of you. But yeah, there's many beings around. Did you see my video? You probably haven't looked at any of my other videos, but I have a video where I just came on. I had been out for the night, and we were in an Uber coming back, and the driver's name was Angel. And all of a sudden, I really felt this gratitude for life, this gratitude for the presence of the people that I cross paths with. And so I came home and I was sitting there, and it was about this time, and I was like, oh, I have to do a video. I'm like, I have to do a video about what? I have no idea. I don't feel like, what am I going to talk about right now? I wasn't doing this yet. Like, I wasn't doing intuitive chat or cards or anything. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. So I got on. I just thought I'm just going to say what I feel and what's going to come to me, whatever. And then you saw this. I didn't see it until a little afterwards, but I saw this thing enter, come out, and go, and then fly out. And I felt it because I actually have fairy statues in my room. And I said, oh my goodness, I just saw a fairy come right into my video and then go out. Because I did feel something prompt me to go make this video. And I'm saying, for what? But anyways, you can go watch that. I think it says a fairy flew into my video. It's not the first time that I've had that happen, because I used to do healing sessions in private groups and that online. And I lived in Baja, near Rosarito, Baja North. And in that house over there, I used to, there's one where you see this orb from the wall kind of come through one of these wheels that I have. I don't know if it was a sigil or a wheel. I had a wall, and you have to see an orb. And then you see another fairy that actually you can see it coming into this dimension and going out. It's also quick, but you can see it. And I had people that I was doing, a group with, and they would go, look, look. I'm like, what? Because I'm there talking away, and they go, look, look. And so later I'd have to go back and, and then I started paying attention. I started being aware, because even though I'm, talking to people, I'd be looking at the camera, right? Because I tend to leave the background dark, because you can pick it up a lot better that way, and especially at night, because it's, in the daytime, you have a lot more activity going on. Not to say that you can't see things or encounter things, or they're not there, but in the day, it's a lot busier, than at nighttime. So it's very, very interesting. And sometimes you just have to ask and trust whatever, but the mind sometimes cannot, the mind won't believe what it sees. Okay. Well, it's interesting. He hasn't, because were you on when I did the first sort of connect with other YouTube creators, which I thank him so much for connecting with me for that, and it was a really cool chat. I gained a lot of watch time hours on that, and a lot of people, for me, have looked at that video. So I appreciate that. And of course, I brought you guys over, but we did talk about collaborating on something else, but I haven't heard anything. And that's okay, like it's all right, It may have been just for that moment, and maybe it is to, trigger something else to take place. So I'm okay with that. You just gotta go with the flow. But you know what? I'm not here to talk at you. I hope not. No, I know I'm not, but I hope I don't do that. I'm here to share again on a different topic or different content than other people, of course. And if anything, it's just to help bring more awareness of yourself, for you to just awaken to yourself. And it for me, all I see is magic taking place, and that everything really is mystical if you open to it. Most of us, your beliefs and your conditioning and your society programs and all of that stuff have not allowed you to do that, but this is where you step into your own being, and you step into your own self-sovereignty, and you lead the journey in your life. Yes, there's some of us here to share because we have maybe walked it a little bit before you, that's all. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to, or gain any gifts from other people, right? That I connect with. So, and this is what I like. I like to tune in to others and, get to know them, because you are a amazing being, and everybody is. They just don't remember it. They don't remember, and that's okay, because everybody has their own journey. Everybody has their own journey. But yeah, well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, I very much appreciate it. And it is interesting that I think that there's all men here. Where are the women? But that I always have women around me. And actually, I actually really like this in one way. And sorry, ladies, because if there is someone here, remember, ladies here, thank you, I love you, thank you for being there. But, it's like, I'll give you an example. For years and years in Almin's classes, and you may see this in a lot of other spiritual classes too, or retreats, it's mostly women going, right? And you have the odd men there. And most of my clients, except for a handful, are women. And I would really, really, really love to have the men to start more awakened to who they are, and to see that. And so that's why, I appreciate that right now. My audience is more male than yay. But then at some point we're going to have some balance there. I'm too deep for his types. Well, yeah, if they're caught up in that, what can you do? I don't know. Okay, let me ask you guys something, since this is here, and I'm asking you to come from if you can, from a spiritual or metaphysical understanding or thought. This acronym you're given here, that's what you call it, MGTOW. Okay, and it's funny because when I'm very big on words, because words have power, and words have energy and frequency, and a lot of times they have different meanings and you don't understand them. But anyway, so every time I see MG and then I just see the word toe, and I'm like, I feel like this is what my mind does. It's like you guys are pulling something, like you're pulling something behind you. And I don't know. Anyway, so you created this group and there was a purpose. There is a concept from some kind of consciousness, men going their own way, right? Am I correct? That's what it means. And I listened to a couple of things, not very much, to get some understanding as to what this was about and why you guys felt you needed to create this. Discarded masculinity. Discarded? Discarded by whom? Discarded masculinity. Well, anyways, let's come back to that because I really want to understand a little bit more about men going their own way. Not following, not following. Oh my, men actually going very popular on YouTube. See, I never heard this before 5 days ago. And, you know, I'm on YouTube a lot. It just shows you that none of this pops up into my world. And none of this, you know, I don't know this. And I don't hear this, honey. I don't, this is not in my world. This is not, you know, and we all live in our different worlds in a sense and what we create, our own creations. So are you talking or saying that because of the current things that are happening in the world, like in society and in different, you know, areas of life where things are being revealed, or in what? Because you are, yes, you have a masculine body that you created, but you are not only male. You are masculine and feminine. Okay, this is the feminine side and this is the masculine side, and in that they work together. So if anything, you need to bring the balance between the masculine and the feminine. And I think that's why people who stay too much over here, they forget about this. And those are two, that's what we call overpolarized. You're either overpolarized in the masculine or overpolarized in the feminine. And this is what I see this, and I apologize because I don't know that much about it and it's new to me. But, you know, I see that this is what's happening. It's almost like you guys are creating, not you personally, but are creating some sort of even more of a divide. If anything, just come home to yourself, you know. But hey, you know, you got to experiment or experience different things to find that. It's currently called toxic masculinity. What is called toxic masculinity? See, I don't know that. Well, you know, there's a billion things on YouTube. So, and what I choose, and, you know, what I choose to look at, that's what they recommend, that kind of, you know, things that are similar, they recommend to me. So obviously that has not been something I haven't any awareness of, so it's not even recommended. So I don't even know it exists until you guys entered into my life. So this is new for me. But I feel that you need to, I feel that this has to be transcended. Now, let me ask you, because, you know, you come on here, you know, with me, and then do you go back to whomever, whether it's Elia or somebody else who's, you know, in this same kind of field of content on YouTube, and, you know, how do you, because I'm sure you're responding differently here than you respond over there. Great, that's perfect. That's perfect. That is, you know, if anything you want to say men going their own way, I would say that would be the definition of it. And that means going their own way, which is home to yourself and not, you know, following any kind of society's beliefs or concepts or how you should be or how things should be or how relationships should be. No, it's yeah, you've got to come home to yourself. And yes, this is the best way. It is the most effective way, but you can't make anybody believe that until they experience it themselves. You know, I I didn't have anybody outside of myself put me on this path. To be honest with you, I put myself in a family that was, yes, a lovely family, but except my father was he was open definitely to extraterrestrial beings and all that. He was definitely open to it. My mom did give me a book on how to be a psychic. And that was it. And then, of course, I guess yeah, they did play a part in it, but that was sort of it. But then when I just went into my direction, very spiritually, it became too much for them. Like and they don't. So I'm the oddball, I'm the rebel kind of thing out of the family, and that's okay because I went my own way. I went my own way. I followed me here. I went within me. Mm. Yes, I thank you, Stone Cold. Um, but who told you that you didn't have positive aspects of your masculine nature? Also, please remember you have feminine natures. They work together. But who told you that you didn't? Well, I guess that's probably too big to tackle right here. That's too big to really talk about. I get it. It comes from all kinds of directions and areas in life, for sure. Yeah. We could get into a whole different discussion about this, but I maybe that we'll do that another night. Maybe that, and I would like, if you want to come from a metaphysical perspective, in a sense, I could like, say this is the theme for tonight, and that's what we can focus in on and see what comes. Like kind of like what we're doing right now, but I might put it out there. I don't know, because I don't really like to put um, mm, a title like this is what we're going to deal with tonight. Not really, unless I really am directed to do that. I don't really want to because I believe that, we can start that discussion and it will lead somewhere else. And there may be, because we need to go over here. And that's where it really was leading us to anyway. So I like to just flow with what comes forth. But you see, when you engage with the drama of humanity, then there you are. You know, this is what self sovereignty is all about. Well, I don't drink honey, but cerveza, sure, there's lots of that here. Well, thank you. I mean, you're welcome to come on and chat with me. Well, we won't be able to drink. I don't drink. I'll drink my agua, or maybe a non-alcoholic piña colada. But see, we are awakening to many things. We are awakening not just to ourselves more and more because we have to. This is the way the earth is evolving. This is the way life is evolving. But we also are awakening to a lot of things, a lot of things that have been hidden, things that have suppressed, things that have repressed. we are awakening to a lot of different things, and that's what you're seeing happening also. So we can only just, take that one moment at a time. No drink, no wacky, no drunk. No, I don't need that. And I will be honest that, years ago, I did smoke a little wacky tobacco. I was never much of a drinker. Never. I liked my little pina coladas. I lived here like 26 years ago in Vallarta the very first time. So, you'd have a little tequila. And no, not anymore. Like when my life shifted into very much a spiritual awakening, I could not, you just can't put that in your body anymore, because whether you know it or not, it actually blocks you. Smoke and stuff like that, drugs, they actually cloud your aura, or they open you up. They create holes. This is very metaphysical, but they create holes in your aura, and that's when other things can attach to you. So that's a whole different direction that we could get into right now. So yeah, so that was my learning. I don't regret anything. I enjoyed. I did whatever, but I know that it's not necessary for me. I know that it's not the way to go for me. It's not. I don't need it. Because believe me, you get a much bigger high on life, and living your true self. You can't match it, but that's experiential. It is. So, I have to say this. I didn't show this to you because when you guys were talking, but I did pick another card, and the card was self-sovereignty. Yeah. And I get that myself I don't know, at least once a month I get that card for myself, just to remind me, that's the path. Playing guitar. Oh, well, if you're a musician, play. I mean, music does a lot of things. Well, there's some music that, does other things, but beautiful music in the sense that makes you feel good, or makes you feel relaxed, makes you feel happy. Anything that brings you joy, which actually enhances or actually activates your cellular body, engage in it. I don't know. I listen to music that moves me. So yes, I'm a little bit biased in that I listen to Almin's music because I know it's very high frequency music, but there's a lot of other music that I like. I grew up with music. My father loved music. He played music all the time. And I mean, I was into a certain type of music when I was younger, but I like music that moves me, that touches my heart, touches my soul, or sometimes in different music that makes me just want to dance, So everybody has their own likes and stuff, but if it brings you joy, then yeah. The world is musical. The cosmos is music. You just have to hear it. Yeah, I love a lot of that kind of music. I love a lot of that kind of music, for sure. I love a lot of that. And I've always liked a lot of that kind of music. And I have an affinity with Latin music as well. And not all of it, but a lot of it. And that might just be past life, triggering past life of, fun and joy kind of thing. But yeah, but I also like the silence because you actually hear more in the silence. Okay, just because you're from a certain place doesn't mean you're in tune with that place, right? Or the music or the culture. But more than likely, it just means that you have the affinity with that is most likely is past life, most likely. Like when you have that deep sense of it, that it stirs you, it stirs your soul. When you like that, not just because you like it. Anybody can like all kinds of different music. Doesn't mean they came from there or whatever. But when it really stirs your soul, then most likely that's past life, because that all memory is in your cellular memory. All experiences, all past lives are in your cellular memory. So things can trigger that, the feelings. Look at the camera. Is it still coming across okay? Now you guys are gonna tell me. I don't know if you're paying attention or you're just listening to me, but if anything flies by, it's a little too bright though. I don't know if you would see it, but that's not true because I have seen a really small fairy one time, really small, in the background. But it feels very quiet tonight. I think they're a little shy. A little shy. All right, so how many YouTubers do I have on here right now? So would that indicate an increasing contentment and joy being your? Of course, absolutamente, absolutely. Absolutely. Yep, you become what we is called the sacred government. And when more people step into their self-sovereignty, we actually will create what's called, again, the sacred government. And we are heading that direction, whether you know this or not, we are. I don't know. Don't ask me time and date or anything like that. Cannot tell you that. I just know that that's the path that we're on, and that more and more and more people who do wake up. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. That's all right. We only can live right now. That all you need to focus on is right now. You have to be present, because if you are not present in now, then what you actually do is pull yourself out of this moment. If you're thinking about the past or you're thinking about the future, the future exists now. The past is past, even though you can change the past in the moment. But all that exists is right now. So you have to be here. Otherwise, you become fragmented and you pull yourself, in different directions. So being present is very important here. And this is how you step more into your self-sovereignty. $11.44. Ooh, 144. My number. One of my numbers. All righty. Well, you're all very quiet. Some of you are chatting, and I really appreciate that. You can see. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can see my computer screen in my glasses 2 times. And then I have, it's bizarre. Does anybody else have this problem? But I have to wear these glasses on the computer. That's kind of bizarre to see myself in my glasses. So the question I wanted to ask is, or did ask, yes, you are. Absolutely. No, Eckhart Tolle, I know. Yes. I gotcha. I gotcha. Don't worry about it. You're infinite awareness. You are infinite awareness. But you are also the infinite co-creator. Need some oil. I just smell some oil. This is Hathor I'm putting on, which is a masculine scent, but Hathor was a feminine goddess, but it activates the masculine. Delicious, delicious. Okay, before I forget, so on Sunday, if there's anybody here that is a YouTube creator and wants to share, come on in a live YouTube Hangout, Google Hangout, and share their channel, let me know. Okay? We'll come on, we'll get together, we'll chat to get to know each other a little bit, let the viewers, just learn a little bit more about you and learn a bit more about your channel. So I'm going to do my next one on Sunday at 10 p.m. No, what did I say? 9 p.m. Central. All right, I'm going to say goodnight to my cards. Thank you, cards. So I'll put out the next card in the morning, just do a little quick recorded video. And I don't know if I'm going to come. I might come on tomorrow night to do this, but then I'll come. Yeah, I'll come on tomorrow night to do this. If nothing else comes, if nothing else happens in the evening, because sometimes you never know. But I think I'll come on tomorrow evening, and then Sunday I'll be doing the YouTube creator Google Hangout. Hopefully, I got a couple people who are interested. We'll see if they'll join in. So, guys, do you have anything else you want to say? Because I'm thinking that I might. Yeah, I was just thinking that I'm going to be turning in myself. It's almost midnight here, and I appreciate your presence, and I appreciate the conversation. Thank you so much. This helps me also, again, to step a little bit further outside of my comfort zone. And that's a gift. That's a gift. Thank you, lovelies. So much appreciated. So much appreciated. Well, all of you have a beautiful night or day. You're welcome. Thank you so much. So are you, depending on where you are. And sweet dreams if you're off to sleep. And if you're just beginning your day, enjoy it. And remember that all is magic. Look for the magic. I should say look for the magic, because some people don't understand that yet. I would say look for the magic, even if it's just a fleeting flyby. Thank you. I want to say goodnight. Much blessings. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to go off, but I wanted to put this up because I did record all these little videos. So, I mean, if you guys go off, that's fine, no problem. I'm just going to stream. I think it's about 29 minutes long. I'm just going to stream my little videos on my night on the town, the night before last, and see if I can just play that here. I'm going to screen share it and let that go. Peace, 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 peace to you all. My brothers, my sisters, thank you so much. Have a beautiful night, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Amy, good night. Have you been here the whole time? Have you been here the whole time, or did you just come in? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to go check. I got to go see. Hello, Amy. Oh, you don't have anything besides you on your thing that I can click. Well, I'll check out later. Good night. Thank you so much. I'm going to play my... No, you just popped in? It's funny because the other night when I was just about to go off, there was like 3 people, and 2 of them were women. It was funny. They just came right in. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm wrapping up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to just play my videos, my little videos that I had, some video clips when I was out on the town the other night here in Mexico. So that's just to increase my watch time, but also to share the place that I live, some little snippets of where I live. I'll be back probably tomorrow night, and if you're a YouTube creator, Amy, on Sunday, take a look at the little promo ad that I did, or a couple of the live streams that I did the other day with some other YouTube creators who want to come in and do a live stream with me in a Google Hangout and share your channel. So if that's something that you do or you have interest, let me know. All right, I'm going to sign off, and I'm just going to go and see if I can screen share this video, but I have to figure out how to do that. I know how to do it, but just whether or not it actually works. That's the thing. So let's screen share. Oh no, you know what? I have to open it first and put it up there. So don't mind me. You can go off if you want. Don't mind me. I'm just going to sit here and do this myself. Because if I don't do it tonight, I won't do it. Let's see. Hopefully it won't lag because the bandwidth, I'm not sure. Oh, I should have opened it before and have it ready. That would be easier. Let's see, this might be it. This might be it. I think it is. All right, let's turn the volume down because it's a little loud. All right, so we'll open this up here and see if I can screen share that. You might have to turn the volume up a little bit on your end. Close this. Oops. Uh-oh. It's going to start playing before I want it to. Nope. Oh. Screen share. And if anyone is still sitting there, you let me know. Oh no, here we have this cuckoo tunnel vision again. That's not going to work. Why does it do this tunnel vision? I just don't think it's going to work. Okay, let's stop sharing my screen because that looks crazy. That looks crazy. Oh, maybe it's because I have this in the back and I don't have the other thing in the back. I know, I'm not that bright. In techie stuff, I'm bright, but I'm not that great. I just learn as I go along. Try to figure it out. Let's try this. I hope it works. If not, I'm just gonna have to do it separately. Just have to do it separately. Okay, so here's what I want to play actually. I tried it in the afternoon, but it wasn't on a live stream. I was just testing it. Let's see if it works. If it goes wonky, I'll shut it off.
Hello, guys. Sharing some videos that I did last night with the live stream before on my night out to the town. Actually, I started out with a bit in the daytime and just to give some updates like this that I had while I was out. Enjoy. All right, this is one of the famous pieces on the balcony. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, and anybody out there can correct me if I'm wrong, when they had the storm and the high waves, I don't. All I remember is that the building that you showed the picture and the two-story and the waves came over. But if I remember correctly, this was much higher, and I believe this is one of the things unfortunately that damaged to it. So. I'm going to keep this on for a little while because apparently we just had some whales. So, Not far? All right. Before the boat? You think so? When I used to work at Los Tules, and I was on the inside, and they had like, station there, and I used to watch the so it's called the dolphins, the whales that pass in the season. So I could sit there and I could see them jumping. So it's very cool. Yeah, yeah. Well, we could do a whale call and get them to come out with, well, telepathically because that's how they speak. Yeah, whale, whale. How do you do a whale sound? You know how to do a whale sound? I don't know about that. What's that? You just gonna scare the whale? Scare? Probably going right over it, right? I'm thinking it's over there now. So this would be a good time to go whale watching about that. Oh, where? Where? Ballerina. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who's Ballena? Ballena. Ballena.